Hi everyone, and welcome back to Sunday's session. Now, for today's sessions, I found some of the queries asked by you for the informative topics. I'm having some queries, and that queries are related to the how to improve communication skills, then good techniques to improve communication, then how to make a CV for entrance or freshers if they have an academic gap. Then the next question is, what are the skills required for a software developer? How to develop technical skills? And then what are the technologies are in demand, and which developers are in demand? Okay, overall, first of all, let us cover the informative topics firstly, and then we'll go with the technical topics one by one manner. So the first question what you asked, that is about how to improve communication skills, right? Now, first of all, you identify communication as a skill that is important, right? Means skill has to enhance, right? It has to be developed. It will not get you by birth. So, obviously, we need to exercise. We need to understand the science behind that particular thing, right? Now, communication skills, obvious. First of all, what is the motive of communication, right? Communications means you want to convey some information, you want to exchange some data to other, right? So for communicating something, the motive has to be, one should understand the another individual to whom you are interacting with. You have to you have to take into the consideration that factor, that I want to convey some data to the next individual. If you are talking to an individual, if you are talking to a group, if you are presenting something to the client, you are presenting something to your team lead, you are presenting something to you are discussing something with your colleague, anywhere you need a communication. As I just told you, there has to be one has to understand it's a skill. I need to practice it, right? So means like one should able to understand you, one should able to gather the data, what you are conveying to them, what you are passing it on to them, what you are exchanging with them. So you can take help of many ways, right? You can use a hand gesture, your face is expressive, your words. First of all, as I told you, okay, you are communicating means you are not just expressing for yourself, you are expressing for others. Means you have to talk in a language understand by others. You have to express yourself in such a way that one should understand. So while talking also, while interacting also, don't talk in a like rapid manner, speedily, or just for the sake of completing formalities, right? Take a proper pause, and you need to observe whether the others to whom you are interacting are understanding it or not. Let us assume that if you are talking to your friends, look at your body language. On the general topic I'm talking about, I'm considering. General topic in the sense, you might be narrating him a story of a movie, or you're talking about any, any topic about the sports or any other topics. Now, in that conversation, are you assuming that, or are you considering any communication skills or something? That time you don't require any kind of communication skills, because it comes naturally from you. You get involved into it. You know where to take a pause. You know where to like use a body language to communicate. I strongly believe that to communicate, most of the times there may not require words also, right? It's a naturally we all get sense. So communication means I want to convey you something, I want to exchange some data, I want to give you some information. So for that reason, you need to take the efforts so that whatever I want to convey, it has to be get conveyed to that individual, right? Means you have to express in such a way that the targeted individual or audience should be able to clearly understand you, ask a query to you, right? Get the affirmation from them whether they understood it or not. And this is way it is, you have to, if you take the efforts, okay, there is no kind of literature, there is no kind of what I can say, the bulleted points that if you follow this you can enhance your communication. It's like obviously, okay, we can say that you can use better words, you can use a better language, and as I told you, but you have to practice for yourself. You have to do an exercise every day. It's very simple things, okay, because we are the way we are discussing, the way we are expressing ourselves in a generally, or in a regular routine life, why we are getting the problems to express in the same way professionally? That is what the question is. Just understand, you are a good speaker whenever you are speaking with your best buddy, right? Whenever you are in a group of your friends, look at your body language, look at your way of narrating. You are very good at that. It means what? You are not individually, personally exercising the thing, how to express these, how to use that same skills what you are having and what you are pursuing professionally, right? As I told you, if you want to express something, if you want to convey something to your team lead, your colleague, technically, the question here is how I can enhance my skills professionally. Personally, we all are very good at. Professionally, we need to practice it, right? To establish yourself as a professionally good communicator. First of all, communication. In case of communications, the first thing comes in the mind. You should be a good listener. Listen the things. Prepare your own script. Okay, means in that situation, what I am supposed to talk, where I am supposed to take a pause. Don't copy to someone, right? You follow, you develop your own skills. Like obviously, first of all, copy in the sense. First of all, you develop your role model, and then if you think that this guy, that girl is a good communicator, try to understand what they are using, what is the process, so that whenever they are taking presentations, whenever they are trying to discuss something, everything is clearly understood. The language, the motive behind that particular communication is clearly understood. So, while dealing professionally, we all need to do the practice, exercise every day. The things has to be understood others clearly, easily. They should able to interact with you. They should able to they express with you. So obviously the words, the various tools you can use. You can use PowerPoint. If you're not able to recollect everything well, how to express without any using your tools, you can prepare your own notes. You can prepare your PPTs. You can take, nobody will object that, to use various tools for the communications. Introspect yourself where you are lacking. Are you lacking of words? Are you not pronouncing the things properly? Are you not able to follow the sequence in the communication? And many more stuff. And try to improve it. Improve your vocabulary. Prepare your own notes. And for all these reasons, you need to give much more extra time for this exercising. If you work with a good intent, if you find that motive, yes, I must communicate professionally well. If you are a better communicator, people will respect you. They will like to interact with you. You'll be the good team member. They'll give you more opportunities. Whenever there is a matter of presentations, they will provide you the opportunity. He is a good speaker. He is a good communicator. So it becomes a skill for you. And more and the more skills you are pursuing, the more and more opportunities you will get. So they as I again reiterating, once you identify that is skills, means you have to practice, you have to do the exercise, you have to devote much more time every day. If I am doing some mistake today, okay, so I need to identify that mistake, try to correct it. Why whatever I am talking to others is not understood? Why somebody is not taking interest whenever we are discussing? Whether my pitch at which I am talking to someone that is not good, whether I'm not sounding good enough. So you ask your friends even the feedback about that. Believe me, we are very good to suggest someone, but we don't find anything lacking in us, right? So in others we find various faults. So if you ask someone where I'm lacking, they will easily provide you the list. And if like obviously it has to be the 9-1, and like you understand that okay, this is what the lacking area, you improve it, correct it, and it's a continuous process. Nobody will become the best communicator by just taking degrees or something, or by doing some academics or certain things. Okay, everyone have to practice it, everyone have to exercise it. So devote much time on it, and slowly and steadily, I'm assured that if you do the exercise for that, you can improve, or anyone can improve their communication skills. Now the next thing, what you asked, that is about the good techniques to improve communication. As I told you, good technique means what? First of all, one need to understand these are the things I want to convey others. Now to convey that, for conveying that things to others, what is required? You can take up a visual support. As I told you, PowerPoint, or noted down your points, or your body language, right? The words, take a pause, take a affirmation from to whom you are interacting, whether they understood or not. Make it comfortable for all of them so that they can ask the questions if they have any. And in that way, these are the only good techniques, right? You should be a proactive, you should be all the time part of that process, right? So if someone not understood something, they will ask you the questions to you, right? In that way, but the motive has to be resolved. The objectives of communication has to be achieved. The purpose of that interaction has to be clear, has to be accomplished, and then you can become a good communicator. So good techniques means you know that okay, you can adopt any other things which is needful for having a better communication and interactions. You follow that all the things and have a better communication ahead. Okay, now after first one two questions about the communication skills and good techniques to improve communication, let us move to the next one. How to make a CV for entrance or freshers if they have any academic gap. Okay, actually, just try and understand there is a difference between biodata, resume, and CV, right? So you can find, first of all, you need to find out the difference between that, right? Biodata, then your biological data, and then your resume. It's a resume terms we are using for the freshers and the interns, but for the experienced student, we'll go with the curriculum vitae, right? So anyway, while develop, like, just first thing have to be what need to be contained. Now just understand, if you are an IT professional, right, just exchange the chairs. If you are IT professional and there is the employer, so what employer want to seek in the professional, right? That has to be highlighted. Now, as you are not a, though you are freshers in the IT, but as an employer, people want to know what kind of tech, like, because they are hiring you for the skills in IT skills, software skills, so that you can able to apply that skills to develop the software, right? If you are just a fresher, undergrads, or just passing out the academics, then obviously you don't have any other things apart from the academics to convey to or give it to others. That time you are highlighting your 10 score, highlight bulleted points, highlighted points, 10 score, 12 score, if it is, or if you have any certifications, achievement, awards, rewards, right? That you can specify, or in extracurricular things if you have, you can specify. But that is just for the opportunities in the campus. Apart from that, if you are passing it on your CV to someone, then obviously the landscape has to be like this, right? Which project you are working, which technology, what are the objectives of that particular project, what is the duration of that particular project, what was your role, right? So employer, IT employer or HR are more interested in that, because, like, how many kind of requirements you find for the freshers apart from the campusing. So they'll straight away say we need a 2 years experience in the React Native, 3 years, 5 years experience in Me, Java 3 plus, .NET 3 plus, 5 plus, whatever, right? So whenever, like, just try and understand what they want to, what is the requirement. 2 plus means obviously they don't require this kind of freshers, or 2 plus means at least you should have be the part of that technology while dealing with 1 to 2 projects in that. It may not be the full stack. Full stack means you take care of the entire front end, back end, database, everything. So 2 plus means at least, like, there are the intermediate skills, like you are having a good front end development, or if you are a back end developer, you can at least able to write the APIs and like able to develop the RESTful APIs and all, or you can able to develop the DB structure and all. Not maybe the full stack, but if you are going with a 5 plus, 3 plus years of experience, they will expecting a full stack. Means one should aware about the entire. It's a plus 1 level of junior, right? So I believe if you are not going through the campusing, if you are not applying, like, if there is any requirement for a developer specific technology, if they are specifying, obviously in that technology, how many projects you did, right? What are the objectives of that project? You have to elaborate that. In that time, academics will be the last. I use the word called as landscape. The last, the latest one firstly. I'm not saying ignore or don't put anything else, but, like, you have to prioritize. You have to make a sequence of it. If you are an experienced individual, if you are so the latest experience you have to put firstly. Now experience means again the projects, the technologies you are used to with it, objectives you achieved, likewise, right? So first of all, I strongly believe in one thing, that while going for the interview rounds, what they are seeking for, that thing has to be highlighted on the top, and then you can go like, if your resume or CV having the 10 points, 10 highlighted points you are having to convey to the interviewer or the employer, then arrange in a sequence what has to be the first and the second and the third and all, right? And these 10 highlighted points need to become first in the interviewer's mind or the employer's mind. So there is, again, don't follow any template. Use your own sense. You'll understand that while conveying to others what has to be conveyed. Your address, your telephone numbers, these are important, but that's not important initially. So it has to be in the proper places, right? If you make a table of 5-6 lines and just explaining about the academics, and if it is like, as I told you, it is not in the priority, it is not in the top in the sequence, it is of no use. Means like, obviously, whenever as an employer or a HR point of view, they are looking for that skills, that if they are hiring that particular position, means they are looking for that. So that particular speciality, that particular things what they are looking for, it has to be highlighted. And then there will be the great chances, because they are not going to read the blah 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 everything. Okay, if your CV is of 10 pages, 5 pages, probably, okay, it's a human psychology that they're not going to read everything. Okay, so as I told you about this, these are the highlighted points. They will read that highlighting points and then pick you for the interview rounds, right? So use your own psyche, or use your own way to deal with it. What from you, what you want to present to others. Again, it's a matter of a presentation, right? Presenting your own personal data or the professional data or the academic data in such a way that one should able to read it and get impressed by that. So that particular features about you need to highlight in your CV, right? So how to make a CV? There is no specific recipe for that. Okay, you need to find out your own way. You can go through the various resumes. Again, to make a ideal one, what you have to do, you can Google out, you can read, and whenever you find that, okay, oh, this one looks better, you adopt that, right? There are various styles and various templates, okay, are available over there. So whatever template you like, right, you follow it and then prepare your own resume or the CV, right? Then the next question, academic gap. Actually, in softwares, academic gap, obviously, like, people will ask you the questions on the gap and something, but you should have the better answers to justify it, to analyze, like to convey it, right? So if something is not up to the mark, if something is not attractive, why you are specifying it? If somebody is not asking a question to you, or if you can ignore it. I told you only that put that all the highlighted points, right, over there, which are the features, right? If they ask you, you should have the good answers, or you should justified answers for that, because whatever the things you are doing, okay, that is not, you can't control it. Gap is not developed because of your choice, right? So you should have the better answers for that, right? So everyone is looking for the skills, so it has to be highlighted. These are the skills on that basis, and they are going to bank on it, right? They are finding the good employee in you. So it means you should be the best, the better professionals as per their requirements. So what the requirement is, and whether I am going to fulfill that requirement, that is the question. and to fulfill that requirement, what features are available in my like CV, that resume, that has to be highlighted, right? And if something is not that impressive, ignore it. Don't better communicators will try to diversify the intake, like the focus of discussions into their merits, right? So why you like if why you are discussing demerits or which are not comfortable things, okay? Drive drive the attention to that particular area where you are good at. That is what my suggestion says, right? And then the next thing, what are the skills required for a software developer? How to develop technical skills? Again, it's a skills, means you have to learn, you have to exercise, you have to practice. Developer, good developer means what? The first things comes for the good developer is a patience, because you have to understand the problem and convert that problem into the solution. And just understand one thing, that people will hire you for developing that solutions where solutions are not exist sort of, or and we have an impression that everything is available on the Google, we have to just copy the code and put it over there. If that is the situations, you will never become a good developer. Google out, reading references, going for the search, that is okay. These are the references. Just like you are getting the understanding the things by reading books, you are understanding the things by taking classes from somewhere. It is as good as the same thing. But try and understand one point, right? Software development is not a discovery, it's a innovations. So you should have innovative skills. People will hire you for developing new things, right? So take the references, not a problem. Take your own time, but as a developer, you have to convert that problems into the solutions. Don't be a problem. Don't create the problems. So you should have a good understanding skills. You should be a good listener, and then convert that problem. I already told you in the prior sessions that how to convert that problems into the solutions. You should have a good understanding skills, you should have a good designing skills, right? So that all the techniques which you are using for converting that problems into the solutions, you have to apply it, and then you can able to develop the solution out of it. So you should have the ability to derive the solutions. You should have an ability to provide the solution to the others. People will look towards you that you are a solution provider. And if you are a solution provider, you understand what I mean. You should have a good communication, good presentations. You should have a good, like you should be patient enough so that you can understand the things and ability to convert that problems into the solutions. These are the basic key features or skills people are looking towards in software development. How to develop technical skills? Okay, just like a cricketer, they can't say that okay, I will not do the practice in the nets, I will not face the various problems, I will not directly go to the match and play and earn crores and crores rupees in the bid. Is it possible? So in the similar way, if you want to be a good developer, you should be a part of various problems. You should be firstly like developing that all the skills required. You should be practicing for writing the solutions. The ready-made solutions are not the solutions. These are you can take it as referrals, but your ability will be tested when you are writing the solutions which are not exist. So deal with the problems. try to resolve it of your own, without, first of all, take the references, and then without references also practice it sort of. So more and more and number of hours, and the more and more number programs and the projects you are solving and you are part of, your expertise, your skills, your your abilities towards deriving solutions will enhance, and you will become a good developer. So without practice, there is no something, okay, I will read these 2 pages, mug it up, and that's it, you become a developer. It's not like that. Right? So you need to be a part of, it's an everyday exercise. Right? You should be as I told you, you should be the part of the solution providers. So deal with as many problems as you can. How to build the logic, provide the logic to many programs. Right? So first of all, you may not be the, first of all, take the references of the all already, like how others can give the solutions sort of. And but your intention has to be that I should be able to write the solutions. Means like whatever the number of programs and projects where you write the solutions, you derive the solutions, then it will be enhance your expertise, and you will become a good software developer. So deal with more and more problems and try to convert into the solutions, right? And then you become expert, and then you become a skillful, and so only problems, number of projects, number of hours you are devoting in that particular technology, that only enhance your skills. So there is nothing shortcut for that, right? So the question intends that, is there any shortcut? I'm sorry to say there is no shortcut, right? Everyone have to give that much number of hours, patiently, intently, purposefully, passionately, right? And then only you can become a good developer, good solution provider. As you all know that if you want to earn money, earn good money, then IT investors are all investing in dollars. So you can, if you adopt the good skills, if you showcase the good skills, so you can able to get a good salaries out of it. But for that reason, you need to have a you must be able to showcase the abilities to provide the solutions to the investors, right? What technologies are in demand? Which developers are in demand? Right? What technologies means? Right now, obviously, it's a web technologies and the app technologies are in demand. Now, web technologies means nowadays, as we are discussing, okay, to write the API architecture, and we in the front end development, React, Angular. In the backend development, Node.js, Python, right? In the backends, okay, you got a PostgreSQL, you got a MongoDB, Oracle, SQL Server. In backend development, okay, right now the API is like Mean, Moon, Python, Django, REST API development, PHP's, MVC architecture like Laravel and all, Cake PHP. And these things, web, and for the app, it's a React Native, Ionic frameworks for developing and producing the cross-platform apps which can runnable on the iOS as well as the Android. So React Native, or the native Android and native iOS if you are having, but preferably right nowadays, okay, because of the cross-platform app development, React Native app development means the applications which runs on the mobile, and then we have a web. So these architectures, obviously, like if you're then there are the designing tools are there are testing tools are there. So in the software development life cycle, every skill is important, but like if you what you are targeting to, whether you are targeting the front-end development initially, the back-end development, or the database development, right, or the full stack developments, or the app development. As per that, these are the only technical stacks what we need. It's not a, like much more things. So are you targeting to the data science? Obviously, for the freshers, you need to be like you can't go to that level of data science and all, science data analytics and all. But like there is like we need to study that also, what is required. Okay, there are various frameworks given by the Python, R. R is also a language, data analytical solutions and all, image processing, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So these all the things are in a demand. Okay, so demand is much more in the IT. What we need to like, which we can able to showcase the talent and expertise in, that is things are there. A lot of things you cannot expertise everything, but like actually you should build uh, 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 your CV in such a way, or build your skills in such a way that you can apply to most of the them, so that people can give you the opportunity to work. They'll invest on you, and then your career starts, and then likewise. So byproduct things are there. Give and take sort of. As a investors, they will think that okay, these are the skills I'm hiring, and as an individual, if you are opportunity seeker, you should able to have the showcase the skills to that, so that they can hire you. So these are the topics which I covered in the informative topics, right? Hope you understand this all the. Hope you got the answers of these all the questions what you asked in the informative topics. Let us go a bit technical topics over there. I believe in the technical topic there is nothing much, but like let's say you are expecting a short session on HTML tags and attributes. HTML, hypertext markup language. Hypertext means a link text to create, design, and develop web pages. We are using HTML. So HTML provides you the tags. In the Angular bracket, you have to provide the tags, and the attributes means inside that tag. Okay, what are the extra parameters you are passing it on? Just for understanding, if you are going for the establishing link, then there is an anchor tag. So in the Angular bracket, you write A, and then the attribute is href, hyperreference equals to where you want to, then target, where you want to open the self or the new window. Image tag is there, image, then the source as attribute, and then you have to give the name of the file and the path of the file which you want to use as an image. So this is what HTML provides, the list of the tags. It's not a language, okay, though we are saying a language, but it's a collection of the tags, the words which is having a meaning to develop the web pages. HTML, head, body, right, paragraph, these are the tags are there, and then some of the tags are having their own attributes. So by using that, all the collection of the tags and the attributes, you can able to design the web page out of it. Right. And the next question is asked about the operators in C. Right. Operators in C, every language, not only the C, every language having the operators. What is operator firstly? To develop the expressions, it's a mathematical, like if you want to add A plus B, what is plus? Plus is the operator. What this operator will do? It will operates with the operand. Here A and B are the operands, operates with it and develop the result. So C equals to A plus B. Here C is a resultant variable equal to assignment operator. A and B are the operands, they perform the addition and the result will be assigned to C. So to develop the expressions, right, to evaluate certain data processing, we have to use operators. Then there is a category of operators, arithmetics, plus, minus, multiply, divide, modulus, right, equals to the assignment, and then relational, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, not equal to, equal, equals to. There's the difference between single equals to and double equals to. Single equals to is assignment, double equals to checking equality. A equals to B, the value of B will be assigned to A. A equals to B. It will evaluate, it will check whether the A and B are both are equal. So A equals to B will returns you 1 or 0, true or false. A equals to B will assign the value of B to A. So this is the difference. So as per the what type of expressions you are trying to build, the operators category changes. So operators are used to build the expressions, and what type of expressions you want to build, as per that the operators types will change, right? This is what the operators, not only in C, in all the languages you need to use various operators, right? So data types in C, data types means variable types. Data is mainly categorized in two types: alphanumeric and numeric. Alphanumeric means alphabets plus numbers. Numeric means completely number. So alphanumeric can be categorized in character and the string, single character and the set of characters. One can call it as an array of characters, set of characters. And in case of numeric, you are having a integer and a float. Integer can be further divided to short. By default, it's a short integer, long integer, unsigned long integer. In float, you can go with a double, float and a double. So this is what about the data types. Data types means variable types. What type of variable you are using? What is variable? Which holds the data. You have to read the values from the user, hold the data, and then you can use the expression to process further. And for that reason, we are reading a data types. Then storage classes in C. Storage classes, whenever you are studying the scope of the variable, the variables which you declare storage classes forms as per the scope, life, and the type of memory allocated. Every program starts with a main, and if you declare the variable inside main is a process, then these type of variables called as automatic variables. They are having a scope inside main, default value is garbage, and will be allocated the stack type of memory. That is what the automatic. And if you declare the variables, means like these data types and the variables which you declare in which scope. If it is in the main scope, it become auto. If it is having the scope in the function body, then it become a local. If it is a static type of variable, it retains its updated values in the next new occurrences. If it is a register type of variable, the main key feature is it will allocate the free memory, right? And if it is a global variable, it will be, its scope will be throughout the program. You can use in the main, you can use outside the program, outside the scope of main in the various functions also. So means if you declare a global variable, it is accessible throughout the code. And if it is external, means you are borrowing, you are importing the external variable also in the same program. So static, automatic, right? Global will divide into two types: local and external, and the register. These are the main four storage classes forms. Storage classes forms on the basis of the scope where you are using it, on the basis of the memory, which type of memory. Every variable will get the memory allocations, whether it's a stack memory, whether it's a global memory, whether it's a heap memory, reserved memory, what type of memory will be allocated right? On that basis, the category of that storage classes forms. So this is what about the storage classes. Then short discussions about the mean and merge tag. Now, mean means what? I'll just told you about that. Mean, MongoDB, Express.js, Node.js, Angular, and if you replace Angular, there is a React. So React and Angular, these are the frameworks you are using for developing front-end UI, right? Node.js we are using for developing the API developments. API, application programming interface. It's like the functionalities by which you can call externally and directly able to interact with the server and update the database. So to develop the application programming interface nowadays, we are using Node.js. So mean means Angular based and merge means React based. So these are the popular technologies used for the full stack development. Now full stack development means front end is different, back end is different, and database management is different. If one will aware about all the three stacks, means he can be the part of the front end UI development as well as back end development as well as database development, then he will become a full stack developer. So if you through with the mean and merge stack, you can, and with the various projects, if you can able to showcase in the mean and merge stack, you can be able to establish yourself as a full stack developer, where you will be the part of the front end development, back end development. Back end development means server side processing logic. Now in the server side processing logic nowadays, we are not writing the logic for every pages in the server side, but we will develop it in the APIs, in the form of APIs. What APIs are there, which are actually pluggable to the front end directly. Means like whenever if you want to perform a login operation, what MERN developer will do, he will write the APIs for login, and this login API will process in the database and check the availability of the user with the credential, ID and password, and returns the true and false value. So this login API will be integrated in the login window, login UI, and when you enter your credentials, ID and password and hit enter, this API will get a call. These parameters login of the credentials, user ID and password will be passed on, and then the internally on the server, the data will be get validated about the user ID and password, and then you will successfully able to log in. Or if the ID and password is not available, it will return false value and you will not able to log in. So these API you can directly test before plug into the front end. You can directly test to the with the tools like a Postman by passing the arguments, and if it is returns certain responses, 200 means okay, that API is okay. You can able to request to the server, and these are the parameters. So API will be directly tested, and then means you can directly able to make a query to the server and test it and develop the response, and then able to integrate to a UI. So this mean and merge stack development is actually related to that. So nowadays, because of this entire front end, back end, and the database will be available in one, mean and merge stacks are in much demand. Python Django REST API framework you can use for developing RESTful APIs, but again, the front end has to be the either React or the Angular. So if you need everything of one thing, like if you are using a mean, means you got Angular, Node.js, MongoDB that we are using. But if you are using a PostgreSQL as a database or any other database, and then MySQL, and then you are having a RESTful API with a Python Django, and then if you are using a React, that combination also works, right? And as I already told you about the mobile app development, we are having a React Native is as a much more demand toolkit or the framework useful for mobile app development over there. So this is about all the today's session. I hope everything is clear to you. I started with the communication skills, what is required in the CV. Whenever there is a skill, okay, you need to practice. Without practice, without dedication, devotion, and the time you want to you have to involve, you have to devote, you have to give, your skills cannot be enhanced. So my suggestion is the same thing. As an intern, you need to find out your role model. You need to introspect yourself, what are your lacking areas, exercise to enhance it. And as you are dreaming as you are planning to have a good career and a good life ahead as a professional, so obviously you should be skillful. You should able to like showcase the skills, and so that high level skills, and then people can able to bank you, investor can able to bank you. And obviously the more and more skills you pursue, the more and more professional value, yeah, you improve, and more and more investors will invest on that all the skills, and you get the great opportunity ahead. I hope I cover all the topics what you asked for. If you have any questions, you can ask to me, so that I can address that also. Have you understood everything, guys? Or do you have any questions in that? Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Have a enjoy your Sunday, and see you tomorrow on time. Thank you.